quarterback Lamar Jackson has jumped all the way to 15, going to the Cardinals. Lamar will have his pro day today, but will not run a 40. At the top of the draft, Kiper still has Wyoming's Josh Allen going #1 overall to the Browns over Sam Darnold. Shannon, could you see the Browns taking Josh Allen, the #1 pick?
Not after Sam Darnold's pro day. And I think when you're at the #1 pick, #1 slot, I think if it's close, Skip, you go with the safer pick. And I believe that's what the Rams did a couple of years ago with Jared Goff and Carson Wentz. I believe they were very, very close. One guy played at Cal, the other guy played at North Dakota State. Hence, and I think everybody's happy with the selection, but I do believe that's the reason why the Rams went with that pick. So after Darnold, the way Darnold threw the ball in the level of competition, because you don't question the level of competition that he played against. I still believe that people question who did Josh Allen play against, and when he played these teams, how well did he look? And so with that being said, I believe the Cleveland Browns will go Sam Darnold with the first overall pick. And they need to get this right, Skip. They've had 27 different starting quarterbacks since 2000. They've picked quarterbacks a lot. They got Tim Couch. We going back to 99. They took Tim Couch in 99 with the #1 overall pick. And so you had Manziel, you had Brandon Whedon. So you've had a lot of guys in between, and they have yet to figure this thing out. They got to get this one right. I believe they go Sam Darnold because looks to me that everybody believes these guys are all the guys are very, very close. Cleveland having the #1 overall pick, I believe they go with the safe pick and take Sam Darnold.
So I'll get to Lamar Jackson in just a moment, but back to your contention that Sam Darnold is the safest pick. You're in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, so I want you to explain safe to me, because I watched a lot of Sam Darnold, and I look at these numbers in the 2 years he started. The first year he threw 9 interceptions. Last year he threw 13 interceptions. The first year he lost 5 fumbles. Last year he lost 8 fumbles that led the nation in fumbles lost.
Right.
The first year he got sacked 6 times. Last year he got sacked 29 times, which indicates maybe the offensive line wasn't nearly as good. It also could mean he's just hanging on to the football too long, trying to make things happen.
Yes.
So how is that safe? What about any of those numbers scream safe at you?
But you look at his completion percentage, and you look at the level of competition that he played against, and you look at Josh Allen. What is the Josh Allen with those completion percentage? And then you question the level of competition in which he put up that 50+% completion percentage. So you factor all those things in, Skip. I just believe that the Browns will go with Sam Darnold. The way he threw the football. I mean, look, I don't like guys, because normally guys that have problems in college, they bring those problems with them to the NFL, especially turnovers. And Sam Darnold turned into a turnover machine.
He did.
This past season. But I believe with the proper coaching, and they'll let, look, son, you got to get rid of the ball. It's okay to be incompletion. You don't. I think he felt the pressure of trying to win the Heisman and the pressure of trying to get the team to in national championship contention. He tried to do a little too much, Skip.
Well, you don't think he's going to feel pressure as the #1 overall pick for the Cleveland Browns?
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, you're a top 5, top 10 quarterback. The pressure is going to be there because you know why you're there. You're there with the hopes and the aspirations of being the franchise piece, and that's what they view you as. But I believe they will go with Sam Darnold instead of
Just
Josh
for the
Allen.
record, Baker Mayfield on the field is by far the safest pick because he had the best numbers, the cleanest numbers. He's 41 touchdowns to 6 interceptions in 2 years in a row, led the nation in raw QBR. It's hard to do 2 years in a row. And that's clean play.
And
that's
I would say
careful play.
If you play pro football 24 hours a day, Baker Mayfield's your guy. But at some point in time, he got to go home, and I ain't going to be there with him.
Okay. Which brings me back to the top in Josh Allen. And again, I just go off watching television. So I watch the game at Iowa, and I watched the game at Boise State, and I watched the game against Oregon, and then I watched the first half of the Senior Bowl. And I got to tell you, I didn't see the first overall pick. I saw a kid who doesn't have a great feel for playing quarterback. Okay. I get it. He's a combine wonder because he can throw it the hardest and the farthest. There's no doubt about that. And he's got the prototypical 6'4", 250, whatever it is. I don't know. And I got all that. I think he's 6'5", actually. So he's perfect. So if you got 3 years to wait on Josh Allen, and look, I have nothing but love and respect for Mel Kiper. I know him, and I believe in him. But this is shocking me. He hangs in there with Josh Allen. Listen, you should You should take this to your bank because Mel knows now.
Skip, the thing is with me, I don't believe at the #1 overall pick you have that kind of time. You might be willing to give the guy a year, but at some point in time, because that clock is ticking,
I guess.
and you have to know what you have.
I mean, you got Tyrod now, so you can.
I mean, it used to be a situation where you could, you stash the guy.
Yeah.
You remember what the Cincinnati Bengals did with Carson Palmer?
Yeah.
They sought him for an entire season.
Yeah.
I don't believe teams are willing.
Look at Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
They stashed him for 3 years.
Well, they had Brett Favre.
Well, I know, but I'm just
probably
saying.
would have stashed him for another year had Brett not retired, then unretired, and then said, whatever.
Okay. Lamar Jackson, I also watched a lot for the last 2 years. And I could see Arizona taking him with the 15th overall. But again, you got to be patient with him because he's got a nice arm. It's a live arm.
It does.
It's not the most accurate, but his percentage under Bobby Trino went up. It went 55, 56, 57% completion, which is okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. He's getting better.
Right.
And these young quarterbacks who come in who can move a little bit, and he can move a lot, you have to embrace your God's gift.
Right.
You have to say, okay, I'm going to do a little of this running. You can't back away from it and say, no, I don't want to be stereotyped as a running quarterback.
Right.
Hey, to me, from what I see on television, I think he's faster and quicker than Michael Vick was.
No, I don't know if he's that fast.
I don't know.
And it's reported he's not going to run the 40.
Nope.
I think he can be. Now he doesn't have the arm like Vick. Vick could throw it 70 yards, and he could throw it through a thunderstorm. So he doesn't have that kind of arm skip, but I think he has elusivity. I think he can escape. I mean, he had over 1,500 yards the past 2 years in rushing, and he threw for 3,500 in his last 2 years, each year passing. So it tells you he has that kind of ability. Now, you could possibly, if you're going to take him at 15, you could possibly sit him for 1 to 2 years, let him mature. But the thing is, Michael Vick started his first year. Michael was like 58%, and then he dropped to 54%.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson is going the other way, which is a positive sign.
You mean
when Mike was at Virginia Tech? Virginia Tech. First year, he started, he was like 57, 58. He dipped to 54 the year he came, after he came out. So I think Lamar Jackson, with what I've seen, Skip, I agree with you. I think he has a nice arm. It's not the most powerful, but I think arm strength is overrated.
I do
just
too.
like I think quarterback speed is overrated because, Tom Brady, you saw Tom. Tom ran 6 flat.
Okay, but I'm just saying, if you run an occasional read option,
give
the
him a little
defense
something.
will give you 8 yards, and then you learn that the game's rigged for you to protect you. So all you do is just say, I slide, I give up. You don't think he could make 8 yards and like that?
Oh, yeah, Skip, I think you have to bring a little some of that, what he did in college, and then gradually wean him off it. You don't come and say, look, this is our offense, this is what we do. You take some of what the quarterback is really good at, what he feels really comfortable at, and then you can gradually just start to move away from it. Because you saw what happened in the Super Bowl. They went back and broke down every game that Nick Foles played in that spectacular season that he had. He says, okay, why are we trying to fit this into this? This is what he does really well. Let's do this.
Sure.
Well, let's find what Lamar Jackson does really well, what he feels comfortable with. We can still run some of our stuff, but at the end of the day, every quarterback that's successful, the offensive coordinator has diagrammed the offense to take advantage of his skill set. What does he do really well while minimizing what does he do really bad?
I still
say
that's what you do. Mike Shanahan's greatest coaching achievement was what he did with RG3 that first year because he went down to Baylor and said, show me how you did this. And he implemented that system, which was not Mike's philosophy at all, right?
No.
And all of a sudden, when it took hold, they went and won the division.
Well, Mike McCoy did a pretty good job with your guy, too, in Denver, too.
He did?
I mean,
but you got to.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's a good comparison. I said before the Tebow draft, I said I would take him late in the first round, and Josh McDaniels took him 25th.
Right.
And I said, if you let him run his college offense, the Florida offense, to a T, they can win football games in the NFL, but he'll never be a Pro Bowl player. I never said he's going to make any Pro Bowl. In fact, I was on the record. There's no way he'll ever make a Pro Bowl, but he can win football games, but you have to let him do what he does.
Right.
So they, out of desperation, they did.
Right.
And all of a sudden, they led the league in rushing because he's a big, old, strong kid who can he can run the ball. He took a lot of pounding.
Right.
He took serious pounding that year.
Well, especially in that divisional game.
Oh.
He ended up, I don't know if he'd have been able to play if they'd made it to the championship.
To the one at Foxborough?
Yeah, Foxborough divisional game against the Patriots.
Lord have mercy.
Imagine changing your offense to cater to a quarterback.
I don't know.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. That's supposed to be against the
Yeah.
By the way, Mel Kiper has our guy Baker going to the Broncos.
That's interesting.
You like that?
Yeah.
Mel knows.
I keep hearing the Broncos love Baker Mayfield. Wouldn't you love to see Baker and
Baker a mile high?
I want the Broncos to do what's in the best interest for the Broncos. I will support them no matter who they take.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could show up in a big fur coat there. It's chilly up there.
Why you want Baker to be in Colorado?
I want Baker to go to Miami.
They asked at the Senior Bowl, can our staff coach Baker's team? There you go.
Happening. Just let it wash over you, Shannon.
Yep.
Is Odell Beckham on his way out of New York? We'll discuss that with Mark Schlereth next.